In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, we dive in the baby names that are at risk of extinction for 2023.
Then we talk about LeBron James wanting to be just like us, and we give you advice on what to eat on a first date. Mike, hit the music. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Yes, we are back. We might have 6 more weeks of winter. We might have 6 more weeks of spring. I don't trust that fraud, Bucks Tony Phil. But you know what I can guarantee you? Another 6 weeks, another 6 months, another 6 decades of the Funny Business Podcast. We are here for you each and every Friday. We're back again today. Mike, how are you? How are things?
I'm trying to think. So 60 years, we would be 80. Well, you soon to be 87. We'd be 87 years old still doing this podcast.
That's going to happen.
I hope so.
We'd be pretty famous. We'd probably be the oldest podcasters in the history of ever.
Maybe then we would make 6 figures on an episode then.
That's 6, maybe 7.
7.
Inflation's going to be through the roof in 80 years, 60 years.
Man, I wonder if the podcasting platform would exist 60 years later. I feel like it would, but in a different format, though.
I feel like we're going to be like holograms. Like people can just like tap a button. We just magically pop up on their wall and just start talking. My hands are going to be flailing like this the whole time. I hate Puxatawny Phil. He is a fraud.
Maybe he'll finally die because he ran out of that elixir.
Good.
Oh boy, a harsh, ravaging episode to start off here. But no, Matt, I'm good, man. Last week was one of the longest weeks of my life, but you know, we're here. I love being with you, man, every week. You know, a lot of good things happening this past weekend. Celebrated 4 years with the love of my life, Jenna. We went out to this beautiful restaurant. Let me tell you, we are not in that upscale of a wealthy individual at all. But let me tell you, the way we describe this, and I won't mention the restaurant, the way we described it is a place for people of a very, very wealthy, what do you call it? Very wealthy point that just want to go out on the Friday night and don't want an experience. Like they just want to eat and they want to get out of there. Because let me tell you, we were there. Fancy restaurant. Matt has seen the photos of the food that I ate and the food that we've shared. I was thinking like an hour and a half. Got there at 6:30. Matt, we were done before 7:30 for that.
Wow. So
it was pretty intense. I mean, it was great food, great conversation, and just great reflection over the last 4 years. So it's been really, really good. But other than that, I'm ready for another podcast, man. I don't know about you.
Yeah, always ready. Glad you had a nice dinner. Just to reiterate, Mike is not part of the 1%.
I'm not part of the 1%.
Correct. Just in case you were wondering, he is not.
Oh, God forbid. I don't know if I'd be doing a podcast if I was in the 1%.
We'd be doing a podcast in a different country every week.
Yeah. We could be the first Mile High podcast.
That's a good one. Damn.
Right?
Write that down.
Not the Mile High Club, but the Mile High Podcast.
We'll pencil that in for 2024.
Yeah, big aspirations and big goals to the moon. But Matt, I want to ask you something, man. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, good. Because the follow-up question I was going to have, are you ready for some baby making? And thank God you said no.
No, definitely not.
Matt, you know, when it comes to the birth of a child, that what's the most important thing that everybody wants to know?
What, like before the baby's born?
Before the baby's born, when the baby's born, because some people have it at different times, different rates, you know? Like
the gender.
Okay, the gender. We're not talking about gender reveals. Okay. Haha, very funny.
Safety.
I don't know. The name. Baby. The name. Thank you, Matt.
Yep, got that.
Baby names. You know, sometimes it could derive from a significant moment of the family's life that you want to name. Maybe it's just a continuation of a legacy. Maybe it is a random name that you find. Matt, apparently there is a online media company under the Everyday Health Group that is called the Baby Center. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I've heard something. I think this is what I've heard.
You've heard about this story.
I think.
You think. You thunk.
I might.
You thought. No. So, Matt, I didn't realize that we have basically a baby name watcher. Because, Matt, I'm here to present today baby names that are, quote, at risk of going extinct in 2023.
Oh, no.
I know. Now, the way that is obviously determined, it is the top 500 list. So it's 500 baby names. It's also known as its State of Baby Names Initiative. It was created from patients who welcome newborns in 2021, 2022. Researchers at Baby Center then analyzed the top 500 baby names for each gender to determine which names had the steepest year-over-year declines and their popularity rankings in 2022. Matt, take any wild guesses of baby names that are about to be extinct?
Dorothy.
I actually have a men's rank and a women's rank. So Dorothy is not on the list for the women.
Interesting. I'm going to take a little detour my laptop because my switch isn't flipped.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
First time in 2023, folks.
Cue the, what do you call it? Cue the Matt needs to go turn on his light switch for the charger music. Just taking your time, huh? Uh-oh. What is Matt going? What is Matt doing?
Nailed it.
All right. He's back.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to go with Bernice.
Bernice?
My Nana's name. Bernice.
You're always going with the women's names. Bernice is not a name on the women's.
Let me guess a boy's name. Yeah, let me think of a boy's name. This is tough. To go with this is a tough one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Lucas. It's a terrible guess. Terrible
guess, and you're correct. It is a terrible guess, and you're not right.
Yeah. I got no clue.
All right. At rank number 492, which went down 164 spots, Arjun at number 1.
I've never heard a single person named Arjun in my life.
Arjun is a name of Indian origin that means bright or shining.
Okay.
At number 2, at the rank number 486, which was down 162 spots, Walter.
Ooh, interesting. That surprised. Yeah, Walter's kind of an old man name.
Unless, you're the greatest broadcaster in the world and name your son Walter.
Who?
Ron Burgundy?
Sure.
Anchorman 2?
I don't
you never saw that, right?
I've seen it like once. Not a huge Anchorman 2 fact knower. Yeah, Walter is that's definitely an old man name. Bad name for a dog. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, I'm not even going to go into it.
Nope.
So Walter is the name of German origin that means powerful warrior. The name has moved up 272 spots in 2023 so far. At number 3, at the rank number 492, it went down 138 spots. Royce,
yeah. There's an NBA player named Royce O'Neal.
I did not know that.
Yep. Huh. He was on the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, I don't think I've ever met a Royce in person.
So Royce is a name of English origin that means, quote, son of king. The name has moved up 381 spots in 2023 so far. At number 4, at the rank 492, down 138 spots. Another one, Khaled.
Khaled. Interesting. I feel like that name would be more popular because of DJ Khaled. Khaled, the artist, is very good, underrated. That one surprises me a little bit. I actually thought that would be on the rise.
Yeah. So Khaled is a name of Arabic origin that means immortal or eternal. The name has moved up 278 spots in 2023 so far. At number 5, rank number 464. It went down 138 spots. Sorry, I messed that up. I missed ranks. Rank number 464 went down 127 spots. Rory.
Rory McIlroy. Again, this would surprise me a little bit. Not that I don't think I actually know anyone personally named Rory. However, it's a popular Gilmore Girls character name. Rory McIlroy, the golfer. It surprised me a little bit.
I know a Rory, and I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So Rory is the name of a Scottish origin that means, quote, Red King. All right.
Interesting.
At number 6, rank number 499. Went down 110 spots. Nehemiah. Nehemiah. Unless I said that wrong.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Hebrew origin that means comforted by God. The name has moved up 285 spots in 2023 so far.
Wow.
Next one at number 7, rank number 437. Went down 107 spots. Cameron, however, it's with a K. Kameron.
Not a big fan when people just change the name of common names like that. If you like that, good for you. It's just not personally, just not my thing. Nothing, not offending anyone. Just not going to be doing that. I like the name Cameron. I think it's fine. It's a good name.
With a C or a K?
What's the C?
At number 8, rank number 444, down 94 spots. Wade.
Bad name. I mean, if I feel like Wade, if you're named Wade, your parents, they got some mixed feelings about you. It's a bad name.
Well, Wade is a name of English origin that means from the river crossing.
The more you know.
Just around the riverbed. Okay, number 9, rank number 393. It went down 93 spots. Kane.
Cane?
Kane.
Oh, yeah, Kane. Okay. I actually do know a Kane. Cool guy. Not a name I would choose for my child.
Kane was one of the top wrestlers in the WWE when I was watching, and it was spelled Kane. So it is Gaelic origin that means tribute or warrior. The name has moved up 179 spots in 2023 so far.
That's a cool name, like origin of a name.
Yeah. And then at number 10, rank number 384, down 93 spots. Kian. I'm sorry for anybody who's named this, but it's Kian.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
It is a name of Irish origin that means ancient.
It's about to be ancient. Ain't too many kids being named Kian later.
Extinct. Okay, moving on to the women's. At number 1, with the rank number 487, which is down 204 spots, Hayden. Hayden.
See, I feel like I know a lot of little kids. I don't personally know little kids, but I know of little kids with the name Hayden. So that surprises me.
Yeah, so Hayden is the name of English origin that means hay valley. It's a Hayden. Interesting. All right, second one with a rank number 449, which went down 129 spots. Aria, which is Ariyah.
Yeah. That's just a tough one to spell. I think that's probably one of the big reasons.
It is a Hebrew origin that means lion. It's a spelling variation of the names Aria and Aria, which is Aria and Aryeh. And it's up 358 spots in 2023 so far. At number 3, with a rank number 449, which went down 129 spots, is Mira. Mira.
I don't hate that name, actually.
So Mira is a name of Latin origin that means wonderful. The name has moved up 232 spots in 2023 so far. At number 4, with the rank of 502, which is down 129 spots. Kate, Kate.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I said it right. Kate, Kate.
I wonder why, because that's a pretty popular common name. So I wonder why the big drop.
I'm just putting this out there. Do you think it's because people prefer Katie, Katie?
That's a good point. That probably has something to play with it. Yeah. But I would say I know more Katies than Kates.
Yeah. But at number 5, ranked number 432, which was down 127 spots, Catherine.
Interesting.
With a K.
Just the name in general is just going down.
Yeah. So Catherine is the name of Greek origin that means pure or virginal. The spelling is more popular than Catherine with a C, which ranked as the 475th most popular girl name in the Baby Center's 2022 name popularity chart.
Wow.
Shout out to all my Catherines. At number 6, at the rank number 456, which was down 126 spots, Hannah, but it's spelled Hana.
That's, oh boy. Okay. Again, makes sense. I think more people probably go with the traditional spelling.
Hannah is the name of Japanese origin that means flower or blossom. The name has moved up 260 spots in 2023 so far. At number 7, with the rank number 343, which went down 122 spots, Leia, Leia.
Big loss for all those Star Wars nerds out there.
No, I feel like that was probably due to the popularity of Princess Leia.
Yeah, probably. I also don't think I would ever name my child after a specific movie or TV character.
Yeah. So Leia is the name of Hebrew origin that means weary. The name has moved up 126 spots in 2023 so far. At number 8, with the rank number 432, which went down 112 spots, Joy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a great name. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just wouldn't want to name my child after like an emotion.
Yeah. So the description: Joy is a name of French origin that means exactly what the noun suggests. Joy. The name has moved up 236 spots in 2023 so far.
I feel like Joy is a good middle name.
Michael Joy Gambita.
Yeah.
Fun. Matthew Joy Summers. At number 9, moving on. At number 9, with a rank of 408, which went down 111 spots, Vanessa.
Speaking of Vanessa Hudgens just got engaged.
Yes.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say a completely different Vanessa.
Nope. Let's keep that between. Just no.
HR department.
Yes. Yep.
That's where my mind went when I heard the word Vanessa for the first time. So, Vanessa is a name of Greek origin that means butterfly. The name has moved up in 317 spots in 2023 so far.
Vanessa, I'm a material girl.
Where's
you
that
ever
from?
seen that TikTok?
No. Oh, yeah.
Hopefully
yeah.
somewhere
Sorry.
out there is.
I got it. And at number 10, with a rank number 421, which went down 102 spots. Yeah, here I go. It's Arabic. Alia. Alayah. I think I got that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a unique name, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's an Anglicized name of Arabic origin that means sublime.
Sure.
So that's how we stay hip and knowing the names that are going down. Although Matt and I have no plans at all in the near future for deciding a baby name. Now we know.
However, we've all thought about baby names.
Have we, though?
I think everyone can pretty much admit they've thought about, like, not having a kid, but what you would name a kid.
I get asked a lot because obviously if you've listened to the show quite a bit, 147 episodes, everybody knows my dad's name's Mike. And so my name's Mike. Weird fact, we're not junior or senior because of our middle name, but everybody thought we were.
That's like my dad and my brother.
Yeah. And I get questioned, Mike, are you going to name your child Mike? And I was like, no. No, like the poor guy is not going to be able to build a website, MikeGambita.com, because I have the URL. Why would I ever do that to him?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever told you the story, but so obviously when I was born, my dad and my brother are Stephen. My mom is Susan. So they were going to stick with the S theme.
Oh.
Do you know what my name would have been if they would have went with an S?
Steve?
No.
Wait. I get 3 guesses.
Okay, that's 1.
As I say 3 guesses, I don't even know the other 2. So wow, I'm just realizing I do not know a lot of S first names.
One more guess.
Okay.
You got this.
I said Steven.
Yep.
No.
Just got it. Just something. Just shout it out.
Sharon.
First thing that comes Sharon. No, my name was not going to be Sharon. My name would have been Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Swear to God. I appreciate that my name is not Sebastian.
You kind of look like a Sebastian.
No, I don't. Stop it. No.
Do you have an ultra drunk ego named Sebastian, though?
No, I do not.
I know somebody who
Sounds
does.
Fun.
Oh, let me tell you, it was a whole lot of fun meeting Sebastian that night.
Yes, it was.
With my fellow colleague. Well, not fellow colleague, but my fellow roommate at the time of my summer of 2016. Yeah.
Wow.
Summer.
Old.
Yeah. Whew. Man. Anyway, but yeah, I think, yes, at one point we've all thought of kids' names. But yeah, just be a little bit mindful. I know as parents, like, you want to keep it to yourself, but just think about like 30 years down the road. Like, you name your child, I don't know, like Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, sorry, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
And like, kids are going to get that is, you could call him Dick for short.
Especially if your last name's long.
Oh my God.
What? That's
Matt
very
just throwing
unfortunate.
the jokes.
That makes it worse.
It does. And just, I know, like, you think, like, maybe it's like I shouldn't say one night of drinking, because, the person conceiving the child shouldn't be drinking anyway, regardless. It was like, maybe we could call him Richard because our last name's, like, I could just imagine that, like, that conversation and intoxicated. But yeah, please don't. Just don't. Like, don't give a kid I don't want to say an issue, but don't give a kid a hard time. And you can't say, well, it's going to make him stronger. No, it's not. It's
going to make his life miserable.
He's going to get a nickname and people are going to do it. And then it's it. So, not that we have any experience in naming children, kids and children put together, children, our own kin. Yeah, just don't.
Yeah. Today's episode of Funny Business is made possible by our friends at Spotify with Anchor.fm.
Matt, after years of using Anchor for Funny Business, our listeners can almost repeat word for word what Anchor can do for a podcast like ours.
Oh, we do. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
And if you're like us with absolutely insane busy lives, when you host your podcast on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or where you are listening now.
So download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Because then they're going to need therapy.
Yes. We all need therapy, and we don't want to overwhelm therapists.
Correct. Mike and I have a very special way of doing therapy. It's for our first segment we have for today.
Oh, okay.
It's time for Say What?
I thought you were going to grab a drink. I was like, oh. No. I'm like, I wasn't ready for that.
No, that is not therapy. The alcohol is not therapy.
No, it's not.
Just for all those out there. All right. I'll go first with my first one.
Go for it.
Okay. Mike, we're gonna talk a little bit about TikTok.
Tick tock on the clock. Anyway,
so that song came on the radio today. That was a nice surprise.
Oh, what a nice surprise! What a throwback!
Yeah, it was great. So I love TikTok. You love TikTok. We all love TikTok. What I don't like on TikTok is there's a new trend. Not that it's like a video trend. It's the trend where you can swipe.
Yeah.
This is not Instagram. I come on TikTok to watch funny videos. I don't want to swipe to see your TikTok. Just make a video. That's there's reason. Like Instagram is good because it does Instagram stuff. TikTok is good because it's different and it's unique, and you don't need to conform to other social media apps for it to be good.
Which is interesting because Matt is 100% right. You could probably turn those photo slideshows into a video.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's times like, yes, like there's a slideshow video, which sounds disgusting. A slideshow video that like I'm looking at and I'm like, oh, this is actually funny. Like I want to send it to Matt, but I'm like, no, I can't because it's a slideshow video and Matt can't navigate the slide unless I text it to him. And we all know that Matt and I like to Snapchat each other TikToks. Like I want the streak alive, you know, like even though it's not alive, but I want it alive. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to swipe. I want to watch.
Yeah.
I want to be entertained.
Yeah. Video people, get with it.
Yep. Facts.
I guess I don't want to say some good news, but weird news. So Matt knows that I live in an apartment complex, and I'm the second longest individual living in this complex. So like as far as like years lived in the complex, I found out that my neighbor's moving out. And she texted me and she goes, hey, I have a crap ton of furniture and stuff that I need moved out. And so Jenna was with me this past weekend. So of course we went over across the street and we opened the door and they're like, okay, so you have this. So I walked away with 2 bookshelves, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 shelf bookshelf. 2 of those actually.
Wow.
And then 2, well, I should say like 2 container, like, you know, those like square storage bins, like you can like get the bins and like slide things in.
Yeah.
So I got 2 of those and I got a lamp. And who doesn't love lamp?
I love lamp.
I love lamp too. But no, it was just sad to see her go, which then unfortunately makes me the oldest tenant living in my complex.
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy. I also feel like you just haven't been there that long, but like you have.
I have.
Yeah,
like,
that's the weird part.
You don't think about it until like, because I even told her, I was like, hey, I said, so that makes me the oldest tenant living here. And she goes, yeah, it's about time. I'm like, no, it's not.
Wow, that's crazy.
She was awesome. I know she's moving on to better things. And I was just happy for her. I was like, I'm really happy for you because it's good. So
it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My last one, Mike. We sent each other some TikToks of this recently, of the very popular jingle that's being played. It's the Burger King Whopper jingle.
Yes.
I just would like to remind everybody that that is the second best jingle of all time. The first best jingle of all time is the Scoop There It Is. Fudge, vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter, cookie dough. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. That is the best, hands down. They need to bring it back. Actually, if it's not played during the Super Bowl, big mistake. Huge mistake. You need it. You just need it. It's the best commercial. The Whopper commercial is great. It's perfectly timed with like, just every time like there's a sad moment, the Whopper commercial comes on. It's the biggest troll of all time. But it's not better than the Scoop There It Is commercial.
I'll have to say I think there is an opportunity that the Super Bowl, like because of its popularity, I feel like Burger King's like, well, shit, our commercial is so popular, we have to put it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean that's tough though, because if it's not played during the Super Bowl, then everyone's gonna be like, Well, it's not as good as the Burger King Whopper, but the Whopper jingle. Like, do you need to pay that like $6 million, I think it is, for 30 seconds? It would be funny if they have it in there. But I feel like everybody already knows it. Do they need to?
I have a wonderful 30-second commercial for them.
I'm ready.
I could think of like Dr. Dre, and I'm like throwing his name out there because like I know like for him, like he does a lot of studio work. Like he's there with like, you saw him when the Super Bowl last year. Could see him and talking to like the King, like the King mascot, talking to executives. And it's like, okay. He's like, okay, we'll do it one more time. Click. And it's this whole choir. Whopper, Whopper, triple Whopper. It's like in this big like crescendo of a commercial. And yeah, that's end scene. $6 million down the drain. Yeah.
No, it'd be hysterical.
But oh man, that song. I'm like the one song sound I should say that's stuck in my head is "Let me do it for you." I think it's
it's great.
Oh, good old. When was the last time we were at Burger King?
I actually went like 2 weeks ago. It was not good. I used to like Burger King, and the last couple times I went, just not hitting the same.
Can't even tell you the last time I was at a Burger King.
Yeah. I used to be a big Burger King over McDonald's guy, and now I'm kind of changing.
Which, like, the point of the commercial is to entice you to buy. But
also,
it's not.
All their jingles are about the Whopper. I've never once had a Whopper from Burger King.
I tried it. Oh, dude, I was not comfortable with it. I don't know why. Damn. I think it was the lettuce that freaked me out. Like, they put lettuce on it.
Yeah.
And like, that just...
Yeah, Burger King lettuce doesn't sound sanitary.
No, it doesn't. This, my last one, Matt, this came out of nowhere, believe it or not. You know, we're closing in on LeBron James breaking the all-time leading scoring record. I think at the time of this recording, he's about like 67 points away.
37.
37. Yep. Thank you for the correction.
You're welcome.
He scored 30 points last game.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh crap. Anyway, but he was being interviewed by the New York Times, and he said this quote, and I don't know, it's just safe space. I want to talk about it. So LeBron James said, "There are times when I wish I could do normal things. I wish I could go to Target sometimes and walk into Starbucks and have my name on the cup just like regular people." And to me, I was like, okay, I think all of us want that anonymity at some point, but who doesn't want the salary that LeBron James makes in all of his investments that he has?
Yeah, I mean, counterpoint, you can buy your own Target and Starbucks. Just walk into it whenever you want.
I think I shared this. I don't know. There's too many podcasts. There's another podcast that I listen to that like yell at each other of like, we've already talked about this segment. It's like, we've done too many of them to know how many we've done.
Yes.
But I think I've shared this before. I've always wanted a Walmart in my backyard of my house.
Why?
I just don't... Why?
No.
Yes.
A Walmart of all places?
This was when I was a kid, Matthew.
Okay.
This was like when I was 5 years old. Okay. Not when I was 18.
Okay.
Because I wanted to build a Walmart in my backyard, so then all I would be able to do is go in and have all the toys to myself. I wouldn't have to buy any of the toys because it'd be ours. It'd be our Walmart.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I understand where LeBron's coming from, because like he is probably a top 20 celebrity, I'd say at this point, maybe if not higher, top 10. So I can understand just wanting some space and wanting to be kind of a normal life and be able to do normal things. And I'm sure it's hard for his kids too. I mean, just living in the shadow as LeBron. So I know he's done all he can to make sure his kids don't live in the shadow of LeBron James.
Is it except Bronny?
Except Bronny named his son LeBron James Jr. Yeah. So that's
have you ever seen TikToks or videos of like Bronny Jr. playing like some basketball games? Like this is high school, correct?
Yes.
Like this is a high school basketball game and the stands are filled to the seats just because, and I'm not like Bronny's a good player. Not going to lie. I've seen him play before. his dad is probably one of the greatest players of all time.
Correct.
But you would never have that as a high school athlete of having a packed gym, overflowed gym if it wasn't for LeBron James Jr. Bronny. So
I don't know. I feel bad for Bronny a little bit.
I mean, all of them really in particular.
Yeah. His other, I forget the name of his middle or his second oldest.
Zuri's the youngest girl.
Yes. The other, the son that's younger than Bronny, he's also really good at basketball too. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Bryce.
Yeah. He's supposed to be really good too. And Bronny is down to 3 schools. It's either USC, Oregon, or Ohio State.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Ohio State.
The worst thing is, like, he's a McDonald's All-American, but everyone's always online. It's just like, well, it's just because his dad's LeBron James, which...
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I would not, if I'm LeBron, I'm not naming my kid LeBron James Jr. Just not doing it.
It's really not fair to him.
No, it's not.
Talking about child names.
It's not. It's not, because every success he has, the name LeBron James is being spoken. Like, I'm not saying LeBron did that on purpose. Like, obviously, I'm sure he wanted to carry on his family name. It's kind of unfortunate in this circumstance, just because LeBron's so good and because his son Bronny is trying to do what his dad does for a living. He's going to be compared to him for his whole career.
You think LeBron James Jr. or Bronny is going to break any records that his dad holds?
No.
When his dad retires? No.
I don't think anyone's really going to touch LeBron's records.
That's fair. That's crazy. But
except Jordan.
Yeah. So I saw this quote and I'm like, dude, you're living a life that no one else lives. And like, you know what? What is this? Comparison is the death of joy. I think that's, I know I'm like verbatim that, but it's like, comparison is thief from, sorry.
Nice.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Nice. There it is. He's also probably just mad because he didn't get Kyrie.
That trade is ridiculous. I saw before we got on the show that they haven't finalized the trade yet because there's a third team right now.
Yeah. So I actually think it's Toronto, and I think that the Nets are trying to get Fred VanVleet.
That's a good choice.
And send Dinwiddie from, instead of going to Brooklyn, he'd go to Toronto, which is interesting. And now they're saying that Durant is being shopped, maybe potentially. And the Celtics are, again, trade deadline's Thursday. This is all irrelevant if nothing happens. Yeah. However, we're going to talk about it. Jaylen Brown is being held out because he is supposedly being talked about in the trade talks between Brooklyn and Boston for Durant.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up the show. We have one more segment. It is time for Take It. Mike, this isn't really a debate, like you have to pick a side. However, Valentine's Day, this Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
What do people do for Valentine's Day?
Go out to eat.
Yes. Maybe on a date.
Go on a date, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's your third date. Maybe it's your fourth date with your Valentine. Maybe it's a first date.
That's scary if you are using Valentine's Day as a trial date.
Well,
that's scary.
Some people might. You never know.
I don't know.
Gives the wrong vibe. However, it's the season of love. Mike, we've all had first
giving.
Yeah, it is the season of giving. That is correct. So we've all been on first dates. We all get nervous for first dates. And what's a common thing to do on a first date?
Sweat.
Yes, but like, what do you do on a first date?
Flowers.
No. What do you do? Not what do you give?
Go out to eat.
Yes. To a restaurant. Mike, I think we've all had the thought in our minds. What is an acceptable first meal for a first date? Like, what's an acceptable thing to order on a first date? Because there are some things you can and cannot order.
This is Good stuff, Matt.
Yes. So for all those people
Matt,
who are working up the courage, maybe you want to ask your crush out on a date. Listen to this. We'll give you some advice.
so this is kind of a twofold advice take it segment.
Sure.
Man, well, I guess I'll talk about my first date with Jenna.
Okay.
So I guess we'll start from not how it ended, but like when we left the table to get back to the car. I almost left my glasses there when we left the table. Like I almost forgot my glasses because I drove with my glasses, obviously. She remembered and she goes, your glasses. I'm like, oh, thank God, I would have forgot those. But we went to this place, which is pretty popular. It's called Bar Louie. So it's a chain restaurant. Mm-hmm. And I always love the buffalo chicken flatbreads. And RIP, because that place does not exist in the place that we go to anymore. I'm so disappointed. But I'm okay. So yeah, a flatbread acceptable choice. However, if it's a loaded flatbread, you got to be a little careful. Like if the meat and all the stuff that's put on top of the flatbread is probably like 2 inches, you probably want to fork with that. But yeah, that was our first date. I think she had fish tacos, if I recall correctly.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, and then the dumbest question of the night that I ever asked, which I've mentioned this before, is that I just straight out asked her, do you like music? Wow. Instead of the phrase, what kind of music do you like?
Like, do you shower?
Do you shower?
Oh, you do? Oh, nice. Awesome. Hey, me too. We have that in common. Wow.
No, it was great. It was lovely.
Like buffalo sauce is a little dicey on a first date.
No, sauce in general is just dicey on the first date.
True.
So actually, sauce that you can't control. You're lost in the sauce. Like, let me tell you, spaghetti and sauce, you're gambling.
I actually think pasta is a good choice on a first date.
I don't.
Because like, who doesn't love pasta? And there's so many different kinds.
Red sauce stained? No.
Well, don't wear white.
You could still get stained.
You could, but it's more noticeable if it's on white. Okay. I think depending on the type of pasta is a good choice. My first date with April that we went to a restaurant with, we went to Red Robin. Nothing fancy at all. I think I got a burger, which I wouldn't usually say is a good meal for a first date. However, Red Robin's known for their burgers.
Oh yeah.
So I got that. I do have a bad first date story.
Do I remember this?
I don't know if you do.
I think you told me about this.
It was when was this? 2019, I think it was.
I don't remember this, I think.
Went on a date, picked her up, went to a restaurant. Nice restaurant. And I didn't know what to order. I looking through the menu, had no idea.
Oh,
it was just an Italian place. I could have gotten pasta.
Like,
could have gotten.
Were the names like in Italian? Like you couldn't tell?
Maybe, I don't remember.
That's the worst, when the menu you can't read.
That is tough. Yeah, that makes you sweat. I could have gotten chicken parm. Chicken parm is a good thing for a first date. Like, I panicked. Waiter came. I got an antipasta salad.
You got a salad?
Yeah. Not my finest moment, and I think the date just went downhill from there. There was not a second one, but it all worked out in the long run. But yeah, salad, probably not the best move. I just feel like it's a passive choice. Like you gotta be a little bold, not bold, but you gotta show some emotion with your first dinner choice.
I don't know, man. There's some. I mean, I'm not a typical like entree salad person, but there's a lot of good salads, like typical for a nice like entree salad.
I don't know, like a side salad, sure, absolutely.
Oh, side salad, so good.
I don't think a pizza place is a good place.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like you could just do like a movie night and then order some pizza like later for like the second date.
Did you know that? And I think I shared this with Jenna. If not, I'm sorry. It didn't really count the date. Back when I was freshman year in high school, I went to McDonald's, man.
Wow.
I had a McDonald's date. Now, it started with a movie and then it moved over because we were hungry. So there was McDonald's. But I can safely say that I had a McDonald's date.
That's impressive.
I'm
shocked you guys threw it together today.
No.
No.
Thank God I didn't.
I'm trying to think. Chinese food isn't a bad one.
I hate to generalize food, but something that you know is going to upset your stomach later on that night.
Okay, that's fair.
So like,
yep.
Yeah, like I get it. Like, if you want to, like, be a little bold, be a little creative, but if you know cheese doesn't go sit well with you 3 hours later, don't. Because maybe you're trying to work up some after magic after the fact. So you don't want that to happen.
That's a good point. Yeah, like if Mexican food sets you off, maybe avoid Mexican place. I generally think Italian is probably the best way to go.
I like a good I like a good bar. Not like the bar, but like bar food. Like,
I like what you said earlier. Flatbread's a good choice.
Yeah.
But like you said, if it's too much, then it gets dicey.
I just had a huge obsession with this buffalo chicken flatbreads. Of course I was going to go there.
Right. That makes sense.
But it was great. It was lovely. Ice cream is not a bad first date either.
I agree. I think that to end it off with some ice cream, I think that's a good.
Oh no, just having the date.
Just having date of ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm trying to think. Like, not good.
How do you feel about steak?
What's that?
How do you feel about steak?
For me, myself, individually, I very rarely get steak. Like, I only get it like if it's like a special occasion or like a special night. But like, I'm more on like the other meats of the family. But I feel like that's a little too, I don't want to say upfront, but like, I don't know, it depends. Like, if you're getting a porterhouse steak, like, that's a lot. But if you're getting like a steak, here I go with my terminology.
Like a filet mignon?
Like a filet mignon with like some mashed potatoes and like some vegetables, like, that's a balanced meal. But if you get this big ass T-bone steak, like, what are you trying to show?
I agree. I think steak on a first date is a little showy. It's a little pushy. Like you're trying to show off a little bit.
But I do believe a filet mignon is acceptable, at least.
Yeah. I think it's if it's a good size. I think fish is a great way to go, as long as it's not like a fishy fish.
Yeah, shrimp is always good too.
Yeah, shrimp. Chicken just goes all the time.
Yeah.
What about like a panini or like something like that?
Handheld.
Yeah.
Those,
like it gets a little messy.
Well, if you do it properly, you know.
True. I don't want to go to first, though. I'm never going on another first date again. But like stuff like napkins like down my collar. Like I would never go to a place and like stuff napkins down my collar and just like go to town on my food.
Oh man, it's just so funny how nervous. Yeah, I mean, I could say I was nervous for my first date, but it's like, it's so interesting how nervous we get for first dates, and then like, now it's just, we jokingly, you know, anytime like we mess up or like we somehow like get food like all down our chin, it's like, well, thank God it's not a first date. Cause like silly shit like that, like why is that bad? Like why? Like it boggles my mind, but I guess it's funny. The rite of passage.
Yeah, no, it is funny because like now, if like you said, now if that stuff happens, it's just funny. But like if it's on a first date, you're like, oh, that's weird.
Who pays for the bill on the first date?
I think it depends. I'm not gonna be up there and say the man must pay.
The man must.
Like I paid. But I think it depends. I don't really think that should be that big of an issue either. I don't think that should be a deal breaker for a second date for either side. If you pay, if you didn't pay.
Yeah.
Because honestly, in a true relationship, like, you just, whoever pays, and that's it.
Yeah. Like, and then eventually go Dutch or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
trying to think if there was anything like super messy. I feel like a burger at Red Robin is not too messy in comparison to like a gourmet burger someplace else.
Right. It was. I got a pretty normal one. Yeah. Also, don't get too drunk on a first date. Maybe one glass of wine, one beer.
I want the bottle.
Yeah, we'll take a round of tequila shots, please.
Rum buckets, please.
Rum buckets. I'll take a trash can, thank you.
Off topic. Have you seen? I think it's around, kind of like the around Mexico. I could be totally wrong, but they show up on TikTok all the time. It's this big jug that they like squeeze like 12 limes in, and then they take like 6 sodas and they spill those in, and then they start moving it around, and they have Jose, and I gotta send you one.
No,
this
awesome.
thing is huge, man. Like this thing is probably the size of my weight, like my chest, like my wingspan, almost like my chest span. But we'd like to share one, please.
Can we go there?
It's a travel. You have to fly there.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the beach. Let's
guys,
go get away. Get in, bitches. We're going drinking. But yeah, I had a funny thought about something with Jenna with food. I forget. It lost my memory. I lost it. My bad. But yeah, you end up getting so nervous for these dates, but then it didn't happen. So,
yeah, and here we are now.
4 years later, or soon to be 2. Well, eventually 2. Right?
Yeah, we're
2?
at like 15, 16 months.
Yeah. Nice. Well, if you're going on a first date, I hope all the best. You really, I think, in my strong opinion, the Take It segment, you going on your first date on Valentine's Day is a lot of expectation, and I think you don't need that shit. So,
I agree. Yeah, just give it another 2 weeks.
Right. And plus, like, I'm sorry, and I'm going to say this out loud, and it might offend some people, but why spend the energy on a first date on Valentine's Day when there is the potential that this might not work out? And you go through the hassle, and like, maybe there's some places, and I know I might be saying this just to add more complications, but like, what if you have to like put a reservation down? Like you put a reservation down, and then you get put like in the corner of the restaurant where it's like super tight, super small, like, and it's like, man, like I just spend all this energy and time like on this for a first date that, you know, is gonna ghost me the next day as soon as I text, hey, like last night was fun, let's do it again sometime, and then like doesn't happen.
I think I mentioned this last week or 2 weeks ago, but I that restaurant that me and April are going to, I called and they said I don't need a reservation.
Did you call again?
Yeah, and they still won't take my reservation.
Really?
Did you ask why? It's first come, first serve.
Oh, okay. Some restaurants are like that,
which makes me a little nervous because it's Valentine's Day weekend, kind of. It's like 4 days before, but we'll see.
Do you remember? Do you remember during like in the pandemic when
nope,
the pando when we were doing an in-person podcast and we called a particular restaurant just to see if like there was any seats available, and like I think that was still around the time you had to make a reservation, like in the weird like middle part where it's like kind of like needed a reservation, kind of didn't, and they put us on hold for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I hung up and I called the restaurant across the street. Are you guys open? Do you guys take reservations? No, it's walk-in. I said, okay, we'll be there shortly.
Yeah. I hate that place.
Oh my God. Well, that concludes another awesome episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to anything that you're listening to, whether that's our YouTube page or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you are listening to right now. That helps the channel. That helps everything. Help us help you. You can also buy our merch too. You can watch our live streams, which is starting to pick it back up, baby. You can find all that good information like our merch site or live stream links at solo.to/funnybusiness. Mr. Matthew.
Yep.
What is your advice for the good coworkers of the funny business world?
Don't be afraid to take a risk, whether that's in anything you do in life, whether it's maybe don't ask out the girl this weekend because it's Valentine's Day, but ask out with that girl, or go to your boss, ask for a raise, or I don't know. It's anything. Don't be afraid to take a risk. It's 2023. It's time we take our lives in our control and we do what we think's best for us.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the worst you can get is a no.
Yeah. Yep.
You
and
get
if it failed, you just pick back up and try again.
You get 100% of what you don't ask for.
Exactly.
Strong words of my boss. So that concludes another great episode. Thank you so much for listening. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.